to episode 123 of the Concealed Taco Dudes podcast.
123.
123.
Or 123.
Okay. Hey, no swearing.
All right, tonight we have me, Taco.
Jason with Concealment Solutions.
Gene, gunsmith extraordinaire.
And Stan. And his Mountain Dew.
That's all he's got to say is
With sugar.
Stan.
Real sugar.
Real
Yeah.
sugar. It's smooth.
Smooth. So we have today lots of listener feedback that we're going to go over.
Good. We haven't done that in a long time.
And we have lots of what we did with guns or what I
you
did
did.
with guns.
This episode will be What Did Taco Do with Guns?
But anyways,
Should we knock out some sponsors?
yes, let's. So we are at the Noe Studio,
Yes.
noebulletmolds.com. They are the finest bullet molds on the planet.
And he's got some cute ones in there.
Yeah.
Some very cute bullet designs.
So I came this Tuesday to pick up more of the stock pieces that he makes for me.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a guy here, and I brought him my Talon P with my stock on it, so because he hadn't seen
Yeah,
one.
so you can see it.
And so this is what you're making, you know?
Yeah.
And he had a guy in his office who is starting up a air gun slug company. He's going to be making slugs. He's from like Midwest Missouri or something
Aren't those
like
called
that.
pellets?
No.
No.
Not
Slugs and
anymore.
pellets are
Slugs and
different,
pellets is
Stan.
different.
Anyway, he drove out here to meet with Al because he wants Al to make his molds for him and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And so we were talking, and I just thought it was funny that there was another airgun guy here, and he looked at my stuff. Oh man, you should market these. I'm like, no kidding.
That's the idea.
What's that?
Did you give him a card?
You know what? I didn't have a card on me, but we did talk. But I just
You
thought that
swapped
was
digits,
interesting.
did you?
We did.
Awesome.
But so it's not just us, is my point. Saying that Al makes the best bullet
Oh,
molds
yes,
out
yes.
there. He's got a reputation in the industry.
That's
for
true.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not just us here in Utah. Air guns are huge, as judged by the competition they have
Oh, yeah.
here. The
Yeah, well,
national
I'm
champion.
talking Al's bullet molds.
I know, but,
But-
air guns are huge. That guy's
They
going
are.
to sell a ton
Slugs are
of air gun slugs.
when we first started getting into the air guns, there was little rumblings about slugs and this and that, and every year it seems to be gaining momentum.
Yeah, some of the big cast bullet companies are offering slugs now.
Yeah,
They're terrible, but they do offer them.
there's not a whole lot of difference depending on the caliber between
In theory.
okay.
In theory.
In
The ones I've
a
handled...
bullet and a slug you shoot out of your air gun.
there is.
Okay.
yeah.
They do make air guns that shoot like the the Bulldog that shoots at 357 like handgun.
So
Yeah.
they're designed specifically.
That
to
one is
shoot
designed to shoot
a cast bullet.
cast handgun bullets,
Ah,
357s.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
But the ones I've handled, I got a box of cast bullet, cast bullet hunter supply or something like that were airgun slugs,
Specifics. Okay.
and these things were terrible.
Oh yeah.
Like the quality control on those, awful.
Huh.
And I've used their bullets before, and their bullets were excellent. So I don't know if this was just a bad batch, or if it was, or if they just don't care as much because it's for an air gun.
It's not for real
Yeah.
guns,
I don't
so
know.
who
but,
cares?
Yeah,
what diameter, what caliber were they?
they were 45, so
Oh.
451.
Really, and because the larger the bullets or
Yeah.
slugs or whatever
The easier they are to cast.
the easier they are
Yeah.
to cast. The most difficult ones to cast are the 22 caliber
Yeah.
slugs or pellets.
Yeah. And that's what I
22 caliber
expected.
pellet
but-
with a hollow point.
Yeah, that is the most difficult
That's the
Oh,
only.
style to cast.
That's the
Yeah, like-
only mold I have.
Yeah,
I know the 32s with the hollow point. Those are tricky,
yeah.
but
Because it's mold, you have to maintain the mold block temperature, and with so little lead going inside the mold,
Oh, it doesn't.
it cools off too fast, and so
Yeah.
you have to pour you have this tiny
Lots of
little bullet
sprue.
inside, and you cover the sprue plate with sprue just to keep it hot.
Interesting.
And
when I'm using the small ones, I can't be running 2 blocks.
yeah, you got to do it fast. You have to cast fast to keep it hot. It's tricky,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure we'll get
not
there
impossible.
one day.
So
But yeah, Al has wonderful bullet molds. Check them out.
yeah, FLT001 is the coupon code to save some moolah.
Indeed. Black ice coatings. I was there this week also
Oh, nice.
Same here.
with my stock pieces
Yeah.
that he coated in less than 24 hours. I was like,
Wow.
holy crap.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
He is ridiculously fast and awesome.
Yeah.
He needs to learn how to do plating because I've thought about
You want a gold plated high point or something?
that. Actually sounds really nice, but titanium nitrided, so it has that gold color,
Yeah.
and I want to do my AK in that. So
In titanium nitride.
yes,
A
so you have a
gold
gold AK. The
You
coating
can order,
actually.
You can actually order those. They come from Russia or something. That's-
I don't think you can get AKs that come from Russia anymore,
I don't know.
but yeah.
Depends on who you are.
So I think that would be really
if you're
cool.
a criminal, you can get anything you want.
Exactly.
Or have it nickel boron coated. So it's got that kind of a. You guys made fun of me last time I said it, but a kind of a dull shiny.
A dull shine.
Dull shine.
Yeah,
I like the dull shine.
Flexibly
Yep.
rigid.
Yeah.
Dull shine.
and it gives it that slick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a really hard
Chalky.
coating and
It's actually chalky.
not chalky.
It is kind of.
It's not chalky. It's really
Slickery.
smooth.
Like if you lick it or what?
No,
Are you talking
no, I've got
taste or
an
texture?
I've got an
Stan?
AR. The
Nickel boron?
Nickel boron bolt. Yeah.
Yeah,
in
it's
my,
not chalky. It's really smooth.
I've got a.
Yeah, it's
Smooth
really
as, like,
smooth. But
my
it kinda
daughter's
feels-
AR is a nickel boron bolt, and it's
Yeah.
like glass.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean.
That's what you mean by
Chalky?
Man,
Stan, I
this
think
was
it's
just
flexibly
as
I think
what I'm saying.
chalk.
I think chalk is the exact opposite. It's the antonym of glass.
Stan, have
But
another
it's a
drink
chalky.
of your Mountain
But it's a
Dew.
chalky glass
No.
or a glassy chalk. I'm sorry. I'm just all right. Go
It's
ahead.
as clear as a foggy day.
Yes.
All right, so blackicedcoatings.com.
Yeah.
Call Lee and get a quote for your gun.
Yeah.
Get it,
Or your AR bolt. or
Cerakoted
whatever.
or Teflon coated or the hydro dipping.
You won't be disappointed.
Yeah,
Utah air guns? We want to talk about Utah air guns?
we'll talk about them later.
Yeah.
Part of the topic ish.
Yeah.
What we did with guns.
Yeah. I was there today too.
I actually did a fun project for them that
Oh,
I
yeah?
can't divulge details about yet. But it was
Then
really,
why
really
did you
fun.
say anything?
I don't know.
Name dropping.
Yeah.
It's that's akin to name dropping. It's
Yeah.
project dropping. Is what that is.
Stay tuned.
I've been
For a
working on
special
this top
project.
secret project.
Yeah.
But I can't tell any of you about it. But it's really top secret. It is really cool.
Thanks
It's the
for
coolest thing
not
I've ever
sharing.
worked on.
It actually had me excited.
Well,
Yeah.
there
I'm
you go.
glad you
That's
could share.
saying something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get excited about stuff very often. This one had me excited.
Cool.
I did some special things to a stock with some certain special touches for special.
You touch the stock in a special way? Is that what
Yes.
I'm hearing?
Yes.
In a special spot.
At least let us know when we're going to hear about this. When can we expect it?
Probably by the end of the month, I can tell you guys about it.
Okay.
Actually, talk about it on air and everything, and share pictures.
Oh.
Yeah. So I can't even like I've sent the pictures to my mom, and that's it.
That's it.
So, because she doesn't have technology, and like she has a smartphone now, but she doesn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
So
So
she hasn't even seen the pictures.
She hasn't even seen the pictures.
you mean this thing will do pictures? Why didn't you guys tell me? I thought it was just a phone.
In fact, when I've told her about the podcast, she's like, "What's that?
What's a pod? Is
Well,
it
how
like
do
a
you-
Tide pod?
Is it like a pea pod that you? How do you cast it? What?"
Right on.
Bless her heart.
Bless her heart. That's right. Right
right.
on.
Awesome. Well, let's...
Use coupon code
Oh,
for
yeah.
Utah Air Guns since we kind of talked about them.
Yeah.
Air Candy, and it'll give you free shipping,
shipping and turret stickers.
free turret stickers.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And if you're in the Utah, Salt Lake, San Pete counties, drop by their store. They've got a a range. You can shoot a bunch of guns. I'm not sure if they have all of them out there, but
They've got a bunch.
they have a bunch of
Utah
loaders.
air guns?
Yeah,
Why did you include Sanpete County?
just because I wanted to throw that out.
County.
Or Salt Lake County, or Duchesne,
Well, I said
or
Salt Lake or Utah. I was thinking Nephi.
Or
you know.
Washington County.
If you're
whatever.
anywhere in the Mountain West,
If you
anywhere from Montana
Let's say
to
Washington,
Colorado,
all right,
even
if
California.
you're from Maine,
just
Come
swing
out
on
here.
by.
come on down to Utah Air Guns and shoot
Make a
their
road
air
trip
guns.
of it.
I-
Just
I
put
was-
in State Street in Orem and your GPS and just come on out.
I was trying to make it convenient for those people that would be close, but
If you're in
it applies
Canada,
to everyone. If you're
Just
in
come on
Boca
down for some
Raton
warm
or
weather.
Key West, come on up to Utah and shoot their air guns.
if you live in Oregon and you can't own a real gun, just come on out to Utah.
just come
Drive on over.
It's just a short drive away.
Who am I to discriminate geographically? You know, really.
And to be fair, we're talking to a guy that drives hundreds of thousands of miles
Yes,
A week.
every
a
week.
week. So,
I drive clear across the country
I know.
almost 2 times.
So we should organize. We should organize a fan base of people in every city you drive through to come out and wave as you go by.
I think you should get on
Okay.
that right now.
I think
Of course, he'd forget about it. And he would make the comment the next time he's on, you know, the weirdest thing happened.
What are they waving at? Hi, Stan. Hey, there's another Stan out here somewhere. I know. I'm sorry. It's Alzheimer's. And Jason, you know what to do when I have Alzheimer's.
Try to take you out
Drive him out to
back.
the
and leave
desert and leave him.
Put me on take me.
Well, at least put him
someplace-
down.
Well, no. Wait till it's really, really cold.
That's
Just-
right.
Just kick me out. Take my coat away.
Skyline Drive. Okay.
Skyline Drive's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Pretty exposed.
I like the
cold.
Uintas.
Okay.
I don't
If I-
want to find you up in Uintas. I spend too much time up
Yeah.
there. Take
Don't
the
ruin it
Skyline.
for the rest of us.
You know, it's a big circle of life thing. I could feed 4 or 5 bears easily. You
Did
know.
Yeah,
you
feed him the
know-
Skyline.
Interesting fact that you brought to my mind.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
In Tibet, do you know how they dispose of their dead? They don't bury them because most of the year the ground's so hard you can't dig into it.
Well, they're
And they're
climbers on Mount Everest still.
well, yeah,
yeah.
we're not talking about them.
Oh,
We're
okay.
talking about the locals.
Okay.
The people that yeah.
Put them in a pot and boil them.
No.
Make soap.
No,
Feed 'em
they
to the
have
monks.
they have this hill that they take them to, and in the Buddhist culture, you know, you're reborn number of times and whatever. Your body's just a shell. They take the body up onto this hill and they hack it up and let the birds eat it.
Well, that'd be effective.
Yeah,
Economical.
yeah.
You know what?
Okay.
You have to draw straw. Who's got to hack up Grandma? Billy, you got the short straw. Get up there.
I'll be
Well, I
honest.
wonder if they've got a business, like a whole realm of the
like
economy.
an Undertaker type
yeah,
of thing.
it's the hacker.
The
you know?
hacker.
Oh, geez.
Interesting.
Hackers.
Maybe we could start our own.
They probably have
Tibet.
guys that do
No,
it on a regular basis and
no.
just use a chipper.
Couldn't do it here. I would chipper. Like Vinny down at the docks, you know, he uses the chipper.
Yeah.
You know, feed the fishes
Yeah.
or
They got a
feed them with
Vinny.
chunks, you know.
You know,
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't care what you do with me, Jason, but we just have an agreement.
Okay.
Back to this topic at hand. Here we go.
Okay.
Which is listener feedback.
Listener,
at
are
the
we there
current
yet?
Moment.
Listener feedback. Huh?
We are there.
All right.
So,
Marching
Mel.
ahead.
Yes.
All right. Mel writes in and says, here's a question for you all to ponder during a podcast. Which lever gun would you choose? Winchester Model 1886 in 4082 WCF, octagonal barrel, or Winchester Model 94 in 32 Winchester 32 Special,
Or 3220.
standard barrel.
I would go
Take-
with the 86
Hold
every
on.
single time.
Take into consideration reloading of the cartridges. Does one have more options or is easier to reload? Hands down, the 32 Special is easier to reload. Brass
Brass is
availability
easy.
and
But
man,
bullets?
yeah, there's ton. Well, okay.
They cast them.
So cast.
So if we're doing
bullet
cast
molds.
bullets,
Yeah.
But if I'm going to cast, I'm going to go with the 4082 all day long.
So brass for the 4082, you probably won't find any in stock native 4082. You'll have to size down 4590 brass.
I got a bunch of that.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about it accidentally getting into a 3030.
True.
But I'm prejudiced against the 32 Special. It is my least favorite lever gun cartridge ever. It serves no purpose.
Because it's so weak.
Ballistically, it's identical to a 3030.
32 is 32 special.
Yeah. It's a...
Is that the one that's a...
Are you
like
talking
if you have them...
3220 with a neck?
No. 3220 is useful.
Yeah.
But a 32 Special, it's just a 3030 that's slightly larger.
Oh, we're talking about different things than I
So
thought it
it's-
was a pistol cartridge.
Uh-uh.
The 32
Yeah.
special.
No.
Pistol
No, so the
cartridge.
32 Special is just a basic, instead of it being a 30 caliber, it's a
32.
32, and I think it's like
Good, Stan.
323 or
You're on it today with the math.
so it's basically a 8mm 3030. Same powder charge, the same velocity, same bullet weight
Yeah.
as the 3030. It serves no good purpose, and I hate 32 specials. So I would go with the 4082 all day long because it's a better cartridge for everything.
Now, you say you can use 4590 brass?
Yeah.
How does that work?
So it's a little-
You have to size it down, yeah.
Well, you could get by with 4570.
Can
would
you?
just have a
I thought it
little
was
bit
too
shorter
short.
neck.
Yeah. It's too short, though.
I don't think it's too short. It'll work.
Don't look at
You
me.
would have to do some research on it, because I think...
I'd just do it and then try it and see if it worked or not.
Then you have your own Wildcat.
Yeah.
The 4082 short.
I'd call it the 4079 Tessier.
I was going to say Gino Tini or something.
Oh, jeez. So my thoughts, I would go with the 1886 just because I like that action better.
I like the action better, and I just hate the 32 so much that I would go with anything.
Okay,
Whatever
Jason,
the option
what would you
was.
go with?
I wouldn't go with either because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Jason would probably take either of them, and then it would just sit in a safe until he sold it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he would never actually use it anyway, so
Yeah.
it'd be fine. He
That's
could go
so-
with either.
86
That's true.
with the octagonal barrel.
Yeah, stylish.
Because of that and the action, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
1886 is I love that action.
Yeah,
It's kind of like a big 92.
basically.
Yeah, it's-
basically, it is like an oversized 92. They're
Yeah,
I
very
like
very
them.
strong.
But
Very
they're
strong.
also they're more rare, harder to find. I would go
You can-
just for the
Yeah.
uniqueness of it.
I mean, they you can buy like an 1886 like Winchester nowadays.
Oh, yeah, you can buy-
It
you
won't
can buy
be
the actual
it won't be
Winchester.
that same
You know,
old style.
Yeah,
like,
and I guess I was
And you
assuming
could
these
get
are old.
an Italian-made one.
But
Yeah.
we're talking new guns too. I'd still go with the.
I actually do have an 1886, but it looks quite tactical with.
black.
It's a threaded barrel. It's black.
Threaded
It's a
barrel.
takedown. It was
Probably has a red dot on it.
Oh gosh,
no,
the sacrilege!
but it's pretty sweet. It's Taylor's and Company.
Oh yeah, they make
They-
some nice guns.
Yeah, they do a lot of the takedown conversions.
You know, I was at a place that doesn't sponsor us that it has quite a good selection, but they have a Taylor's by Chiappa,
Yeah,
and it's short. It's maybe 16 inches.
yeah. You're talking about gunnies. I've already fondled that gun.
Yeah, I have to. I have to.
It's-
It's been
but
around
it's
the
like-
block a time or two.
Everyone wants to look at it and touch it, but then when
Oh,
they see
yeah.
the price tag, no one wants to.
I
Buy that one.
was
It was like-
tempted.
What was it 18
It was about 1,800.
$1,800?
Yeah, which isn't bad.
No, it looks really nice.
It looks nice and it feels pretty good. It just the balance feels off on that one, and I think it's because it's such a short barrel.
Yeah, and I think it only holds, is it 4 rounds?
Probably.
Probably.
It's got a short
That's
tube
short.
because it has, because
Yeah.
it's a takedown. And
It's takedown and then the short barrel.
Yeah.
But I was still a little tempted. Like if it'd been 17, I would have bought it. But at 18, I just wasn't going to do it. So
So, anyways, that's our thoughts on, yeah.
I'm sure that was no help at all.
Oh, I think it is.
Moving on.
All right. And Dave W., in response to the Carl episode,
Yes.
where we talked about how he almost died, Dave
I
W. says,
almost died
You
too.
almost died?
Almost.
Well, Dave W. says, Carl says he almost died. He is too kind. They almost murdered him. So,
They gave him a bed sore as a souvenir too.
yeah.
Cornholio.
A second hole.
Yes.
But, yeah, that's... ugh.
Yeah.
And then Zach from Montana says, I also own a Jungle Carbine. They are basically a lightened number 4 with a shorter barrel
And a Loudner.
and a Loudner. That's,
Yes.
us saying that. They have multiple lightening cuts on the receiver, a hollowed out bolt knob, a lightened trigger guard, and many other lightening modifications. He asks, is yours ROF marked or M47C? ROF is Royal Ordnance
Factory.
Fazzackery.
something like that.
The
and
Fazzackery,
The
sure.
Fazzackery.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. And
Fazzackery
M47C.
or something like that. It's a factory very famous in the English munitions world.
Fazzackery.
Something like that.
Fazzackery.
I don't think he was actually British, whoever it was named after.
You think?
I don't think he was. He may have been, but
And he says, and M47C is Birmingham Small Arms. Does it have a stamped or milled rear sight? What manufacturer, date, and bore condition? Just curious about these number 5s coming out of Ethiopia. I am thinking about purchasing one, but haven't heard anything. An overview video on your channel would be cool to see. I have been waiting on the NOE mold 314-210 RN 2-cavity or 4-cavity gas check for my number 5. Any news on when the next run will be? I will say, if there's a specific mold that you're looking for, give Al a call.
Yeah, tell him.
Because, and if it's busy or he doesn't pick up the first time, keep trying.
Yeah.
But
If at first you don't succeed.
he values the phone calls higher than like an email message. So-
Sure.
and if you're on your way down from Montana to go to Utah Air Guns, you can just stop in.
Or from Key West.
Yeah. And he says
Bangor, Maine.
He says, anyway, I love the podcast. It was great hearing Carl and Stan again. I heard somewhere that Carl almost died. I can't verify the source, although. Seriously, though, I'm happy he's doing better, and also look forward to Mark's Australian voice on news stories. From one UPSer to another, I think Carl may have just wanted to skip out on peak season and is now holding out until spring.
No, in sleeper for us, it's all the same.
It's the same.
It's not bad. If you're in package car, I've tried doing that, and they came and pulled me out of bed and said, "No, you have to work in package car." That stinks.
So anyways, I'll answer his question about the bore. It's better than a rusty sewer pipe, but it's not like my Swiss rifles. So it's somewhere in between.
So,
Okay.
is this a gun that we talked about recently?
Yeah.
I'm like,
The one
I
with the
remember
Loudner.
the Loudner.
Yeah.
British 303.
So the barrel isn't
Okay,
in great condition, but it does have rifling.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Of course, some of them, the ones that have a really good bore, still don't look great compared to some of the other rifles that are out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I've had a couple of really beautiful Lee Enfields that you could tell the bore just wasn't even in great shape. It just wasn't there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and mine had a lot of pitting on it that was like re-blued over.
Yeah.
So it.
Oh, that's right. I remember that gun.
Yeah.
that's why they use the crinkle paint over there.
Yeah. So I don't know if that
Just hides all
answers.
the pitting and stuff.
Hides everything.
So
Drop part of your eel pie while you're painting
why
it.
are
it
the
just covers
jungle
it.
models all have all these features to lighten them up? Why do you want it lighter if you're in the jungle with it? Just curious.
Well, because you have that Loudner on it,
Yeah.
so that's to scare away the lions in the jungle.
Okay.
Well, I think just in
The
general,
lightning things are so that you can
you don't
run
have to pack
away
it around. Yeah,
from the
yeah,
lions.
It is
less
quite a
weight.
bit lighter.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
Like if you compare it to a number 4,
yeah, the Lee
there's
Enfields
pounds
Well, like
of difference, but
it's all that
the
wood.
recoil is higher. So they came with
Yeah.
this nice hard puck of rubber on the back.
Oh,
Like,
to cushion the
to
recoil.
cushion it,
They
in
should.
theory.
They should look at the high point.
They should.
That shock absorber.
Yeah, they
stock.
should. They could have learned something from them.
They were slapping them together, trying to get them out for war.
And
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
so you
Well-
guys know, lions don't.
I was going to
The
mention
song,
that,
the song is wrong.
but I didn't.
The song is wrong. All right. Okay, next one is from Spencer, and he says, "Hey, Jason."
Woo!
This one's,
That's me.
yeah, specifically to you. First and foremost, I just picked up one of the Smith & Wesson CSX pistols, and I have to admit I'm really impressed. It's no larger than my 365 and about the same weight, but has a much nicer trigger and holds 12 rounds in the same grip length as that my SIG holds 10 rounds in. It's got a great grip and is very easy to handle and shoot.
The CSX does feel very, very nice.
Is that the Springfield?
It's the
Smith &
It's a
Wesson.
Smith & Wesson.
Oh, Smith & Wesson CSX.
I talked to him a little bit about it.
Huh?
And he's like, I'm surprised you didn't like the trigger. Keep in mind, I just handled one in the store and dry fired it. That was the only one they had. It may have been one that didn't have a great trigger in it, but I wasn't impressed with it. And the 365 was way better. But I do have a CSX mold now, so all you buying CSXs, I can make holsters for you.
All right.
But it does feel really nice. I would like to shoot one. I mean, I can't have an honest opinion about the gun until I've actually shot it and stuff like that. But
Yeah. He continues and he says, it doesn't have all the same options as the SIG, so for now, no lights or red dots, but I'd expect some of them to come out in future versions. Since it's selling so well, according to the largest gun store in Georgia, I would expect they come out with the Performance Center versions with rails and maybe even red dot cuts fairly soon.
Yeah.
Anyway, my question was, do you have a Cobra for this yet? I'm really looking forward to trying this as a carry gun.
yeah,
All right. The answer is yes.
Order away
And use
and use the code. Show me the candy.
show me the candy.
Oh, I guess he wrote a little bit more too.
Oh.
This is a long listener
That's a
feedback.
long email.
All right. So Spencer continues. He says, I'm also glad to hear you joined the High Point Carbine Owners Club.
Yeah,
That really should be a thing.
yeah.
I did end up dremeling the Hightower magwell a bit to allow the mags on my 10mm carbine to fit, but now it's working. I can't recommend that enough, especially because it gets rid of that disgusting, sticky gel pad on the factory stock. Who at High Point, I wonder, thought that was a good idea?
I don't get it.
It's gross, and it is sticky.
It is.
And it has plastic, like plastic wrap on top of it. But if
Mine-
you pull that off,
No.
then it
Mine still has the plastic wrap on it.
Yeah.
That's the way I shoot it.
don't pull it off.
My son
because-
was looking at it. I dropped him off to clean the shop this morning, and first thing he does, he walks over to the High Point sitting there, and he grabs that and starts pulling. Don't touch that!
Stop. Yeah.
You know, all I can say is that High Point trigger is just the best thing ever. I wish I could get that on more guns.
Stan,
Yes.
I have had worse triggers.
Have you really?
Oh yes.
Yeah, like a Smith & Wesson M&P.
The original M&P.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking
Yes.
about. Those
They
original M&Ps had like
They were
it was a
bad.
horrible trigger.
Anything by Taurus?
Oh, yeah.
They're getting better though. They are getting better.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they were just a little chalky, you know.
Chalky.
Oh, now,
Or glass.
now they're chalky.
Yeah, those are the good ones now. You want the
Chalky,
ones.
just like breaks
thick.
like chalk.
Breaks like chalk. Crumbles into pieces and you get a little poof. And that's
Well,
a
at
good
least it's not
trigger.
a dull shine.
Oh, jeez.
They could be chalky and have a dull shine.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
He says, by the way, High Points have the single stack mags in the grip for a specific reason. They were designed to get around the restrictions of the assault weapon ban.
Oh,
That
yeah.
described assault weapons as having a detachable magazine in front of the trigger, while High Points don't. The magazine is in the grip. The mag is also single stacked for the same reason, and because they couldn't fit a double stack in the original grip without making it too chunky.
Yeah, true.
Like one of those masterpiece arms. Like,
Oh gosh.
like my yeah, those grips are like
Yeah.
a 2x4. Yeah.
So what High Point needs to do now is take that carbine and make it modular, so it will take an AR stock
Oh yeah.
and an AR foregrip and stuff like that, and make it fit Glock magazines.
You know, I'm kind of surprised they haven't done that already because everybody else does that.
Yeah.
Well, it's
But-
because their single stack mags are so good that they don't want to get away from that.
But when was the last time you saw them innovate or change anything that they're already doing?
Yeah.
They're I just get the idea that they're a company that's like, we know the market we want to go after, and it's at the bottom of the barrel, and that's okay.
We want people
And-
that find bricks to be sexy.
Yeah.
Those are our people.
But
And that's
they're-
all they're going for.
And there's no reason to innovate or change or do anything else because they're satisfied with it the way it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's not entirely true because their new design that they hinted at that should have come out already. It's got like a threaded barrel and
You're
I
not
think
talking
rails and
the
stuff.
380 with the compensator.
No, I'm not talking about that one. Their yeet cannon,
Huh.
the one that they came out with, or they
Alluded to.
allowed the public to choose the name, and then it became the yeet cannon, and yeah.
And we haven't seen it yeet.
Yeah.
Well,
Define yeet.
I don't. Mark needs to be here for that. Mark loves the term yeet canyon.
Yeet is like a throw.
Okay.
A throw.
Yeah. To throw.
like, and you or I would chuck something or chunk it.
I like to huck things.
And he likes to huck.
You're a
things.
hucker?
I'm a
And-
hucker.
I'm a chucker.
Taco, what do you do? What do you-
He yeets apparently.
Okay, so he's a yeeter.
A yeeter. No, I'm just aware of the terminology.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of redundant? A throwing cannon, a chucking cannon.
Well, they had
yeet cannon?
throwing cannons.
Isn't that
So
They
you
were
would
called
have-
trebuchets, weren't they?
No. They actually
That guy throws something.
there are actually cannons that are for throwing things.
Let's see how many tangents we go.
It's typically like a
Tangent off of-
line throwing cannon. So you would have this little harpoon thing
Oh,
that
yeah,
you would shoot
throws the
across,
line, yeah.
and it will throw the line to another ship or into a whale or something like that. And so so there are
Okay.
throwing cannons. So it kind of sort of
So
almost
what
makes
you're
sense.
saying is the new High Point yeet cannon is going to shoot harpoons.
If they did, I would probably
Do they
buy
have a
one.
website?
They do.
They do have a
Besides, they
website.
can afford a website. I mean,
And it's actually not that bad of a website from what I hear.
okay.
Like it's not, from the first
I
half
still
of the
need to go on there and
1990s.
order me a hat.
Yeah.
Well, you know, another company that comes to mind there too is Caltech. You know, they promised the moon, and they.
I was actually going to bring them up.
I like
They
Caltech.
came out
I
with
like
a new
stuff.
handgun.
stuff, but you
at
can't
SHOT
buy
Show.
anything they make.
And you roll the dice as to whether you're going to get one that's going to work good.
Really, have you had
Yeah,
that?
you want
experience?
a
Yeah.
good trigger? Caltech makes some great triggers.
You know what? I had a Keltec PF9 that did have a good trigger in it. In fact, Koski was over at my house once, and he saw it sitting there, and he's like, "Oh, let me see that." And he's like, "How much you want for this? I'll buy it right now." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "This has a great trigger. Those are hard to find in these." I'm like, "Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you
they're-
can't have it."
They're pretty terrible. But they came out with a new aluminum frame pistol.
Okay.
It's held together with Allen screws. It looks like a typical Keltec. It's just made out of metal instead of plastic.
Instead of plastic.
Yeah.
And what caliber is it?
I don't even know. It was a Keltec, so I quit reading after a certain point.
You went, "Ooh, oh."
And I thought, man, that is the ugliest
Oh.
piece of...
Oh,
Oh, it's a Keltec. Keep going.
all right. Continue.
Keltec is super innovative, which I do like about them. They think outside the box. And
I think they come up with
appreciate
cool
that.
designs. Their
They
execution
don't
on
execute
them
them
is
the best.
they should just sell their designs to like someone else.
Yeah.
But okay, so Spencer continues. Still great guns, though. I don't know if I'd say great. I would say functional.
Serviceable.
Yeah, still we'll insert functional guns, though, for what they are. I'm debating getting a CMMG Banshee in 10mm, and if I do, I'll probably sell off the High Point. But for now, it's doing a great job.
Yeah.
I'll say functional job. we'll
all right.
edit. No, I'm just kidding.
They're all right.
Yeah, he says, keep up the great work and the great podcast. Spencer in Smyrna.
Smyrna.
He's in Glock country, and he's talking that highly of a High Point? They're going to run him out of town.
Yeah.
All right, we have another one from Kevin. And this one said, I think this was Kevin C. I enjoyed the discussion about winter camping. In my 40s, I would camp in the northern Minnesota with friends. We would ski in, pile up snow, and hollow out a quinzee. I think that's how you pronounce it. The snow had set for 2 hours after piling while we cooked and ate dinner. One guy would put on the rubber rain suit and carve the inside. We carved 2 little alcoves and lit candles for a while to warm the inside, but not while we were sleeping. If it was really cold, we would block the entrance with a loaded sled. So that's like the snow caves that we were talking about. When...
All I'm saying is I ain't camping with anybody in a rubber rain suit.
Yeah, otherwise you get soaked. If you're going to do that all in one like outing, go build it up and then hollow it out. When you're hollowing it out, you're laying on your back, you're getting like soaked, and so that's probably a way to keep dry so that drier so that you don't. Although you'd probably sweat like crazy so.
In a rubber suit.
Yeah,
You're getting wet anyway.
You know, during the Scouts, back in my day.
Okay.
They just circle the wagons and
Instead of doing a dugout, we'd take a tarp. You'd just dig kind of a hole and then put the tarp over the top.
yeah.
Way less work.
Yeah, but that doesn't insulate.
Yeah, there's no insulation there.
Well, and then we'd throw a little bit on, to sort of insulate it a little bit.
Back when I was a youngster, we would just kill a woolly mammoth and hollow out the inside. We'd just burrow in like a bunch of possums, eat our way in, and we'd stay warm.
Took the words right out of my mouth. There you go.
All right. Okay, last one. This one's from Charlie Foxtrot. He says, Mr. Taco. Yay, he's talking to me.
Yeah.
Sir, love the cast and your, what I did a lot, in parentheses, in guns. And your...
Well, we got a special one for you coming
this
up,
one's going to
Charlie.
be just for Charlie. And your YouTube channel is a favorite. I'm getting into the 300 blackout, and I've heard very good things about the Taco Bullet 300 subsonic design. Would you know a commercial supplier of the powder-coated Taco 300? Since I'm up to my Carl in alligators here in the Florida swamp, I don't have time yet for casting and powder coating. Thanks, keep on tacoing.
So I am a little jealous if he's living out in the Florida swamp, really, at all the great shooting opportunities he would have with an air gun and the iguanas.
Yeah, iguanas,
that
pythons.
looks like so much. No, they can keep the pythons.
Oh, I'd shoot a python in a heartbeat.
Make a nice belt.
But they don't shoot. Go in the bush and you grab them by the head and drag them out while they're trying to bite you.
No, you use a shotgun, take the head clean off.
Goody.
That's not the stuff I see. But that iguana hunts, that sounds like a good time to me.
Next time I go to Florida, I'm going to book an iguana hunt.
You should.
Yeah.
I seriously want to do that so badly. And then I want to cook one over a spit over a fire, I have no idea if they even taste good. I hear they do.
They
but
eat
it's
them all
kinda
the
like
time
chicken.
in South America.
that's what they say.
They taste like chicken.
I've not eaten it, but I know people who have.
So I managed.
And they said it tastes kind of like chicken.
That's what they always say.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like gator. Gator's kind of chickeny with a little bit of shrimp flavor.
Yeah, it's got a little bit
kind of like that. So
fishy.
I would think iguana would be the same way. But
Yeah.
I'm hoping
There's some
in the next year or
big ones
so.
out there too.
Yeah, maybe a little Burger King flavor if you got a fat guy off the beach or something like that.
Yeah. And they're kind of like, so when I was down there in the Keys last year, I was looking at them and they behave a lot like squirrels.
Really?
In that, you get on this side of the tree and it's trying to,
And it moves around.
Oh,
Yeah.
the iguanas do?
yeah. It was kind of weird.
How big are they?
big.
Well, there were some that were that long,
They'll get
bodies
over
that and
They make
that I
they'll
saw
get
some
over
that
6
were
feet
Yeah.
easy
big.
with their tail.
And so is this like out of control down there? Is it like throwing
yeah.
logs?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were introduced by people's
Everybody.
pets who escaped, or I'm tired of this and let it out the backyard.
And then,
And
so it's
same
an
with the
invasive
pythons.
species now, kind of like hogs.
And they
down south.
destroy the golf courses, which is a horrible thing.
How do they destroy golf courses? What do they burrow like gophers or?
Well, when you're golfing and there's 12 iguanas spread out on the green, and
4.
Yeah.
They don't move.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How rude.
They grab the
bad
they grab
form.
the what do they call them, the golf ball, and they run off with it. You know, they're terrible creatures. Terrible.
Yeah.
No, it's just that they're an invasive
Just
species.
invasive.
Yeah.
And they're way overrunning everything.
Yeah, there's so many of
It's
them.
weird because you'll be sitting at a traffic light anywhere, and there'll be flattened ones along the pavement, and you'll have one just sitting next to the road. You know, every time you stop, you just
Waiting
look
across
around.
the street
Some of them don't even wait; they'll just go out and.
and you fly.
See,
Then you flatten them.
that must be down the Keys. I've been into Fort Myers twice, 3 times in the last 4 or 5 years. I've never seen a single iguana.
Yeah, so in the Keys we saw a lot of them, and I think even up towards Orlando,
Huh.
and then some other town. We were at some other town. We saw a few.
Never heard of some other town.
Yeah, it's right on.
It's
It's on the
there,
west
Stan.
coast.
Look it
It's
Near Tampa?
I don't
Tampa
know. I
Bay?
couldn't even tell you. It's in Florida.
I've never seen a
It's near
single
where my
iguana
aunt
down there.
lives. It's
Oh, where your aunt lives. Okay.
yeah. So it's near there.
Get on the Instagram and follow the Python Cowboy.
Homie doesn't play Instagram.
Oh, then you're missing out.
There's better things on Instagram.
All right,
Are there? Okay.
back to his question about
future.
the taco bullet.
Who are we
Oh, yeah.
talking about?
Yeah,
Oh
Charlie
yeah,
Foxtrot.
he's like shooting gators or something, right?
He, well, oh jeez. So he's too busy with the gators to cast his own bullets. So he's wondering
up
if there's
to-
a way
up to his
to buy
Carl.
those.
So he's ankle deep in gators.
Yes.
And okay.
Or maybe knee deep.
I think it was a passive aggressive solicitation of bullets from you, Taco.
No.
I think he wants you to sell him some bullets.
But here's what, after getting his message, I did call up Al and talk to him for a bit. And so Al, I think it sent some molds, I think maybe today, to Montana Bullet Works, and they're going to make him do a run of those taco bullets for Al to sell.
Nice.
Oh.
So Al
Cool.
should have some on the NOE site at some point, and that would be a good way to support NOE and try out the bullets.
Cool.
Nice.
And that is it for listener feedback.
Wow.
That's it.
Whew. That's all. I feel like we're just getting started.
Yeah.
We've only talked about 20 different subjects, and there's only been like 3 letters.
What we did with guns.
Let's hit some sponsors real fast first.
Okay.
Last of them.
Mag holder.
Use coupon code,
Get in the van. I have candy.
and it will save you is like 22%.
It's a
or
lot,
something.
yeah.
It's like a decent amount.
Yeah, it's a chunk.
But yeah, horizontal mag carriers.
And you got new belts.
new belts. I actually kind of want to try one of those new belts.
And Ricky and I are working collectively on a new project that
Is it top secret?
it is. Can't
So
tell
you
you
can't
anything
tell
about it.
When can you tell us?
About 3 weeks.
Okay.
Oh,
See, I'm okay with that now.
Okay.
But I gotta know.
Yeah. It's not mine to disclose,
I see.
even though I designed it.
Okay. And Concealment Solutions.
Yes.
Use coupon code.
Air candy. No, that's not mine. Something with candy. Show me the candy.
Show me the candy, and it will save you what?
15%.
15%.
What if there's someone out there that saved your phone number from the flash mob and they call and order something? What would you give them? Like a special discount from the flash mob days?
How will I know? Because they'll say
can
flash
tell you.
mob.
They'll tell you, yeah. They'll say flash mob.
Sure.
Come on.
Try it. See what happens.
Make it worth their while.
Try it. See what happens. I dare
you'll
you.
probably give them 16% off.
He charges
I
$5
think
extra
Jason-
dollars.
Jason was a little, well, let's say, miffed.
We can get into that again
Okay.
another time.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
That's in the past. Let's forget
it
about
was
it.
fun and frustrating all at the same time. But I got Tommy back for it really good.
Did you?
I had him convinced that the FBI
Oh, that's
had me
right.
interrogated
Oh, my
and
gosh,
everything,
yeah.
and then when I revealed to him that no, that didn't ever, I was just screwing with you for the last
Mm-hmm.
week, he got real quiet and he looked at me. I wasted prayers on you. Yes. Anyway, I did launch 2 new holsters. They're redesigns. So there is a new ASP 3.0 and a new ASP 3.1. Those are the all Kydex appendix carry holsters.
I love those, man. I'm an asp man for sure.
Yeah, aren't we all? The 3.0, so they're all...
You should make a T-shirt. I'm an asp man.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
Or put it on your license plate, asp man.
Asp man with 2 S's.
Dude, yeah. I'll bet it's not taken.
Probably not. Probably
Utah
not.
may not issue that either. But,
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
So anyway, they're optic ready now. So if you've got a red dot on your gun, it will fit in one of these holsters. The 3.0 has there's lots of different names, from a wing or a claw or whatever, that helps to keep it tucked in to your body. But this one has 2, it's kind of modular.
It has 2 wings.
No, but you can
It can
change.
fly.
It has wings.
You can change the length of the wing, so you can have a little wing or a big wing.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so those are, and they're actually on sale right now.
Awesome.
No discount code needed. Just
President's Day sale. Big
Yes.
President's Day sale. Because
yeah.
we're going to celebrate the presidents
Yeah.
on the 21st, especially Brandon. We're going to just celebrate
And
the
it's
heck out
not
of
for
it.
him.
Oh, it's not? It's for the dead presidents?
It's specifically George and Abe,
Oh, just Georgia.
because their birthdays were both within a week of each
that's
other.
technically what it's for. The rest of them don't matter.
I stand
Exactly.
corrected.
I don't even think about anybody else except for George and Abe.
Well, I
when
think
it's
of Teddy
Yeah, he's
all
right.
the time.
Anyway, go check out the website. Lots of cool stuff on there. There's some new Kydex patterns and colors. So if you look at the holster upgrades page, you can see some new options there. Got a new Muddy Girl camo.
You know what you ought to do? You should get a gold-plated looking Kydex.
Okay.
A gold metallic
What a-
shiny.
How
Or
about
how about titanium?
titanium nitride?
Nitride.
That's kind
Yeah.
of what I was thinking.
One that's kind
Like
of
you could-
shiny
you could,
and chalky.
You could call it the Taco Special. And then if they
Boing.
ordered it with the gold-plated hardware, you could call it the Trump 45 Special.
I don't think that would motivate anybody to buy one.
Gene might.
I might.
Okay. I could do a special run just for you.
For you. Run of one.
Yeah. Let's move on
To what we did with guns.
I'll start since you're all looking at me. I took my FX. I was delivering product to discount. That's not where I was. I was at Utah Air Guns.
Mm-hmm.
And decided I was going to recite in my FX, my dream.
Instead of the unreasonable 100-yard zero.
You know what? I just wanted to do it, and I was happy that I did it. I'm like, hey, I'm hitting what I'm aiming at. That was cool. Now I need to put it back. And so I was there, and I'm a controlled environment. Anyway, I haven't shot that gun a whole lot lately, other than that one day shooting out to 100 yards. I forgot how much fun and how nice that gun is. I was putting pellets through the same hole over and over and over again, and it was just a joy to shoot. So, and they have the Diablo pellets in stock.
The Hades.
The Hades. It's the Diablo's the brand. Hades is the model. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I picked up some Hades in 22 and in 25.
I need to go there and get a couple sleeves maybe.
Yeah.
So
Well, they got them. They were out of them for a long
Yeah,
time.
squirrel hunts coming up. Oh.
Yeah. But other than just banging out product, that's about all I did with guns in the last week.
Gene.
You know, this is going to sound crazy, but I haven't done very much with guns lately,
Yeah.
except just knocking them out so I don't have to take them up to Wyoming.
Yeah.
I did shoot.
You worked on my gun.
I did.
Yeah.
I finally got it up to the top of the layers and got it re-glued and everything. It looks good. I just got to actually put it together now.
What gun and what are you doing to it?
It's a Swedish Mauser.
Okay.
6.5, 96, 94. I don't know. It's a Swedish Mauser.
Yeah, it's well. Are you talking about the cartridge?
The rifle that I'm working
Yeah,
with.
yeah. So, anyways, was it model 38? 38?
Is it a 38?
38,
Okay.
39. I can't remember. keeping track of all the different surplus
Whatever.
models.
I don't know. It's
Yeah,
Swedish.
it's either anyways,
And,
it's not the 96.
Okay.
So
Yeah, for sure. From
Yeah.
Sweden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is Swedish.
but
It is
anyways,
very
that
long.
one's kind of an interesting little gun. Like
Yeah.
that one, and it's
Yeah.
gonna.
Did it have a crack in the stock or something?
It was a split stock.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
a
two
complete.
pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually had to pop it apart, clean all the old epoxy off.
He had to clean up my mistakes for attempting to epoxy it myself, and I did all the
I
right.
gotta charge him double now.
I did all the right things according to the instructions, but
He followed the instructions.
Yeah.
Who does that?
J.D.
Yeah.
Weld, man.
well, I epoxied it.
He did
With
use
gun-
glass.
yeah.
But
I would have just
after all
used
these
some-
years, it was still soft. I was taking my thumbnail and sticking it in it and going,
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
why is that still soft? That's not normal.
I would just
Yeah.
do sheet metal and screws and Frankenstein stitch
Yeah,
it back together.
don't use sheet metal screws. Use Torx ones.
Okay.
Use the Torx head deck
Saying
screws.
sheet metal over
Oh.
the crack.
Oh, there you go.
And screw it in like Frankenstein stitches.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no. So that one is
It works.
kind of a unique little gun because I bought it and I got it really cheap, inexpensively, and because it was ones that they had drilled and tapped the receiver, and it was like in the process of being, I don't know, sporterized
Oh,
or
okay.
something.
Where'd you get that one from?
I believe it was Classic Firearms. They
Okay.
had a set that, and I can't remember if it was Samco was in the process of modifying them, like drilling and
Okay.
tapping. But then they just got abandoned, and so they had the holes in the receiver, which if you're a surplus collector, that like really drops the value.
Yeah.
And they had a cracked stock, is either cracked or split stock, and so that's why it's so cheap. So I took that and I got it rethreaded because they have that one weird threading for shooting the little
Wood shredders.
wood,
bullet
yeah,
shredders.
attach the wood shredders and stuff. So it now has 1/2x28 threading on the end,
Nice.
and Gene's working on getting that stock fixed and a scope base.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
put I think it was an EGW scope base.
Yeah.
So
So
they're
basically-
about the only place that makes a small ring Mauser scope base.
Yeah.
Um,
It's going to turn out pretty sweet because I think I'll have a low mounted scope that will and then mount a suppressor on it.
There you
It'll
go.
be one of
Wow.
the few suppressed 6.5 by 55 Mausers
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah. At
And-
least in the U.S.
Yeah, true.
At least here in the Wasatch.
Although I haven't seen any in like on YouTube or anything.
Oh, that's because the Swedes, they don't actually do YouTube. They have SwedeTube.
All right, Stan, what have you done?
Well, I have been busily looking for part number 47 for the Ruger American Ranch Rifle in 300 Blackout, which is the conversion from the flush magazines to the AR 15
Max.
mag. Yeah, because, I mean, who doesn't need a bolt action that'll take 30 rounds? I do.
Why not?
Yeah, anyway, so I'm trying to find a place to order it. And apparently, YouTube's has told me that I need to call customer service and order it from a person. But I was distracted during the week because we went to Disneyland, I know,
Oh,
in the Republic of California.
Why would you do that?
Granddaughter,
no.
How old? How old is she?
29
See, you're not
months.
even in
20.
years yet. What was the point in that? She's not going to remember it.
Yeah, but Grandma and Grandpa will. Hey, I might be dead tomorrow. Who knows?
She's going to have therapy issues about giant mice.
Yeah.
And she's not going to have any idea where that came from.
Now this little gal, she knows all of the characters and everything. It's just she had a blast,
Yeah.
and it was cool to see it through her eyes. Everything was new. Anyway, so I had to kind of refresh my memory on what you can take into California. It's freaking. I only have one.
Basically
two
nothing.
guns.
Nothing pointy
No,
or sharp.
my Glock 26. And it has to be in a locked case, and the ammo has to be separate.
Yeah.
And you can only have 10 rounds. I could have taken my Black Hawk in 41 Magnum,
Yeah.
but that's all I have that only holds.
The hell's 10 or less?
Well, actually, I could have taken my
But
300
yeah,
blackout.
you can't carry.
My bolt gun, I could have taken that, but
Yeah, but you can't carry in California.
can't carry. No,
Yeah.
It's only a misdemeanor, though.
That's what I was gonna say. It's
Say
only,
what?
It's only a misdemeanor.
It's
if
only a
you-
misdemeanor.
if you're caught carrying concealed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So my rule is, if I find myself in California, is I will carry. I'll leave my knife at the border, but I'll carry whatever gun I've got, and I'll just deal with
Take-
the consequences
take the
if they came
misdemeanor?
up. Yeah,
I'll be darned.
yeah.
No one told
That
me
is-
that.
This is not legal advice.
It is
We
not
have to-
legal.
Y'all do what you
advice.
want.
Gene
I'm just
said.
saying, this is what I
Gene said.
do.
Anyway,
I'm not an attorney.
Yeah, so that's all. That's
So,
all we did.
yeah.
You're not
Well,
the
you
only
did
person
something
I know
else.
that has that thought.
We went to Utah Air Guns.
Oh, that was
That's
last
right.
week, though.
Yeah, but we didn't. That was
Well, that
after we
counts.
It
recorded.
was after we recorded, so it counts, Stan. It
Yes.
counts.
Oh, okay. There you
Yeah,
go.
we took Jim.
Jim
Heffelfinger.
So tell me,
And Carl.
who is Jim?
He, don't you know
He's a famous
who he is?
author.
He's good friends with Steve Ranella, my
He's
well,
been-
almost blood brother. And
He's a biologist for the.
for
Arizona.
Arizona
Oh,
Game
okay,
and Fish.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lives down in Tucson. He wrote the book, the infamous book, Deer of the Southwest, which is out of print now. And he showed me a screenshot
It's like
of one on Amazon for $890.
I just got 700 for mine.
Did you really? Dang.
Yeah, right.
I need to put mine up for sale.
Mine's autographed, you know. So.
Yeah, but it's going to be back in print. So he's been on the Meat Eater podcast though twice,
Oh, okay.
3 times.
Cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
of course he's been on ours.
more
And
times
who's
than
this
that.
other guy you talked about? Steve?
Steve Ranella, Meat Eater fame. Oh come
You
on,
never-
Gene.
Jim's.
No,
I think
I
I've
curse
seen
your
his-
darkness, but I will not.
I think I've heard of him. I think I saw one of his specials or something.
Yeah, no.
His specials.
I
Is
just
he the guy that fishes for the crazy fish?
he
River monsters? Is
lives
that
to
it?
hunt. No, that's not him.
Okay, yeah, I don't know who
He
you're talking
hunts to live and he lives to
to
hunt, or lives to hunt and hunts to live.
Oh, okay.
So he's been all over the place.
One of the field ethos guys then.
Yeah.
Okay.
The what? No, so, but the thing is, my tummy, I relate to him on a lot of levels.
What's your stomach
like-
got to do with anything?
I like to eat animals too.
I like meat. I eat meat too.
Yeah. All right, I'm just trying to stretch it out, because we're.
So Stan, what did you think of all those air guns and my air guns?
I liked them.
That crown is
The
pretty
crown
nice,
is
huh?
phenomenal. Yeah, they were all really fun. It's just it's a whole new dimension. Up close stuff out to 100 yards, it's hard to beat them.
I was
Yeah.
when I was there today shooting. There was a guy there with his daughter, and they're like, "Well, can we shoot this one?" And I think they were looking at that budget bolt action that they were talking about. It's like $350.
The Air Venturi Avenger.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
And
was a
they
good
were
one.
shooting that, and his daughter, she looked like she's in her early 20s, maybe.
Mhm.
She sits down, pulls the trigger. She, oh, I need one of these.
Just like that.
Yeah, and I can't remember the guy who was selling them. I looked at him like, that's all it takes. Every time, that's all it takes.
You
Now,
just have to
I did
pull the
have one
trigger.
question. How much is a tank? So you say you buy one of these, your crown.
Mm-hmm.
What other accessories? Obviously, good glass. You've got really good glass on yours,
Yeah.
and they are accurate enough to deserve that,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
good glass for sure. But how do you pump them up? You've got to have a tank too.
Yeah.
How much does the tank cost?
So you can get little compressors that will fill up the gun,
Mm-hmm.
and those are
They're about $300 to $700.
This is one of the foot.
no.
It's
Like,
it's a little miniature air compressor.
Mm-hmm.
but it's
It won't fill like your scuba tank, but it'll fill your gun. It'll take
Okay.
a few minutes to do it.
Wow.
It's electric.
It's electric.
yeah.
Or you get
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
the carbon fiber like scuba tanks.
How much are those?
Those are start about $500.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have to buy the fill station that goes on that. Those are about $50 or $60.
Yeah, some of the tanks come with the
Well, they come
the
with
valve and the fill station.
Oh, really?
But it's all built
Okay.
in. Like the ones that they have at Utah Air Guns have. the
See,
fill
anytime
station built on.
and I haven't talked to them about them in a while, but when I talked to them before, they never had the fill station. And they came with the regulator, but not the fill station.
Yeah.
And how much are the bullets, the projectiles?
Depends on the
Depends on the
caliber and the
caliber.
style. But
Say
you,
22s.
you can get just plain old pellets in 22, you get 500 of them for like 17.
How about the
bucks.
Hades you guys are
I think
talking?
those are like 19
Yeah.
For how many?
for 500
500.
in 22.
Okay.
And they
In
kill
25 caliber,
really well.
you get 300, and they're
Yeah.
about the same price.
And of course, you want to spend the money on good pellets.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise
So if
you,
you buy-
don't get that same accuracy.
Yeah,
You
so
know, if
you're
you buy
like
a
3
crown
cents
and-
a pellet or something like that.
Don't put the GAMO stuff in your crown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I've
don't,
got a
don't
whole
go to
bunch of-
Walmart and buy the daisies.
I have a bunch
not
of
gonna be
Daisy
happy.
BBs at home that
Yeah.
Load them in a shotgun shell.
there you go.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
they are a little bit expensive to get started in them, but once you're into it and you have your basic stuff, it's so stinking cheap to shoot a lot.
yeah, you can just shoot and shoot.
And
shoot.
Yeah.
and as far as the tanks go, you can look at yard sales.
Yeah, you
For
can
scuba
get
tanks.
used stuff.
Because if it's aired up, if
I
you've
ha-
got an air tank that's full of air,
Uh-huh.
say you're at a yard sale and you pick one up for $5.
which
Doesn't matter that you can't fill it up.
Which-
I actually still have my scuba tank.
yeah.
I'm sure it's out of hydro, and I'm sure it's out of inspection.
And that's kind of some of the problems that you'll run into with the used stuff is a lot of places if they're too old, even if they've been, you can't recertify them. You can get them retested, but they won't fill them
Yeah.
just for liability. And I
Yeah,
get it.
It's really dangerous. They fatigue.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Allegedly.
From the scuba world, yeah, they do. They're very. You got to be real careful with it.
Yeah.
They can.
Last thing you'd want to do is have your tank explode underneath,
Yeah.
underwater, and not have any air.
That's-
Yeah. All
Anyway,
right,
Taco,
my turn.
I'm afraid to ask.
Abbreviate it.
What did you do with guns?
I've done so much stuff, but we'll do show and tell. But the listeners can just hear. So
That sounds like zinc.
it is zinc.
Wow.
They look,
So-
It tastes like zinc.
they
it's
look
light.
chunky.
Yeah.
Does
So
it?
I did some casting with zinc, and zinc comes
Why
out
first?
because it's free, available, that kind of stuff.
Where do you get zinc
So
for free?
wheel weights. So you know how
Oh,
most wheel
yeah, yeah.
weights are not lead anymore? They're
Yeah.
usually made out of iron
Uh-huh.
or steel or
Zinc?
or aluminum.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
my.
there's a lot of zinc wheel weights out there.
Wow.
And so in places like California where you can't get lead, then you can actually get zinc still.
So you have two different designs there.
Yeah, so both of them were prototype molds. So, but I was going to say, I've loaded up some dummy rounds in the 308. The bullets we're talking about are 300 blackout subsonic bullet molds. Usually they weigh, like the round nose one, weighs about 220 grains. And so being zinc, the bullet or projectile actually weighs about 60%. So
Yes, they're much lighter.
yeah, they feel lighter. And so instead of a 220-ish, it's about 137 grains.
Have you fired some yet?
Nope, not yet.
I'm curious
Okay.
to see how they'll.
Yeah, with changes like with accuracy and stuff like
And
that.
you
Yeah.
need to change your charge too, don't you?
Yeah,
by
so
weight.
here's the tricky thing about the zinc bullets or projectiles is that those ones are big, right?
Yeah, they're
and
long.
light. So they're big and light.
Yeah.
And
So,
so,
you're gonna tumble or
Well, and you've got a certain amount of resistance
well,
in the barrel.
you got a little
so-
bit of resistance. The zinc is a lot harder. I don't know if you could tell. You can drop them and it doesn't really dent. So
it has kind of a chalky finish to it.
no, it doesn't.
It's kind of shiny, but what's
but
the
dull.
term?
Kinda dull.
Shiny
Dull?
but dull. Yes.
Yeah,
And they taste chalky as well.
But anyway, so the tricky part of that is that your case capacity decreases because the bullet is so long. It's like a 300 blackout subsonic bullet, but it's got the weight of a really lightweight 30 cal, like a 140 grain. So if you take 140 grain load data, it's not going to be exactly right because that bullet is sticking into the case, so it has some smaller case capacity. So I got to figure out what charge to use.
So how much do they actually weigh? You say 135,
137?
137.
Yeah, 137, 138.
And that would normally be a 200 grain.
220-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, wouldn't you just use the 130 grain data?
No.
No?
Well, because
Because
you've got a lot of
The
bearing
bullet
surface.
is
Oh, it might be too much.
Yeah.
Compressing it.
Yeah, so if
The
you were to
battery
take like
is.
140 grain load data, then that bullet sticking in the case, decreasing the overall case capacity. So you could increase pressures that way. So I just got to figure out some starting loads to play around with, and then without blowing out my guns and stuff.
Well, let
So
Jason
is there anybody else that is casting with zinc?
There are a few people casting with zinc on YouTube, but then of course, YouTube has been purging channels and videos.
Right.
So I currently have 2 channel strikes. So, and it was the video I did on that prototype steel mold where I talk about it and stuff. Yeah, that got me a channel strike. So
Wow.
I can't upload any videos for the next little bit. But yeah, so I did some zinc casting, and I actually ordered some AR type stuff. I maybe got a little bit carried away on the Bear Creek Arsenal site because I clicked on their deals.
Yeah,
For
I've been
President's
looking
Day.
at those too.
And you got to be careful. You should duct tape your wallet closed before looking
Yeah.
at.
You know what?
that site.
I've had some experience with Bear Creek, and it's good stuff.
Yeah, I haven't been disappointed with
It's at
anything
least
I've
as
got
good as
from 'em.
Anderson or Delton.
Yeah. So the things I found on Bear Creek is they had some $200 complete side charge uppers.
Those
So
ones-
that's the BCG.
Those were the same ones I was looking at.
Yeah,
That's
and it
not
wasn't the
bad.
plastic handguard one. It was a
No.
free float
They're-
forend.
The build I did with my neighbor for his first AR build,
Yeah.
that was one of the ones that we did for him. Was a
Did you ever shoot
side
it?
charge. No.
Well, it's the same guns that were the same receivers we used for the
Yeah.
Skywalker.
Yeah,
For the
for
little-
those little solo
Single
guns,
shot or
whatever.
bolt action,
Or
bolt
bolt
action
pistols,
AR
yeah,
pistols. Yeah.
So, but you never shot it to see what it was like. I'm curious to see what a reciprocating bolt would be like. How it feels.
I
It
have
has just-
shot them before. I just didn't shoot that one.
I see.
Yeah, it just sticks out a little bit, kind of like a
It works as a
Like
as
an
a
AK
deflector also.
Does
yeah.
it really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting. For $200, I figured, if anything, I could make a video of it and just to see if it's crappy or
What
decent.
caliber did you get?
I got both. So
A
a 300 blackout and a 5.56. Yeah.
That's I don't know what was going on. Wasn't even thinking about it. But the other day I was in the shop working, and it just occurred to me I need to build a 300 blackout pistol. Which is funny because I did, and then I had a friend come in the shop that was
And then
picking
bought
up a holster and was talking about how he almost bought one, and I was like, "Well, what was it?" A 300 blackout pistol, but he's a copyright attorney, but he's starting a new business. Anyway, long story short, he's like short on cash, so he's like, I showed him this gun, and yeah, how much you want? I told him. He's like, do you need it right away? I'm like, no, whenever. He's like, I got a watch I need to sell, I'll have some cash. He's like, but as soon as I sell that, I'll have about 40 grand. I'm like, okay, your watch collection is different from what most people have. So
So
I sold his watch, and
I also saw that they have some $350 complete ARs. So the rifle
Wow.
with the
It-
upper
how
and lower.
much?
They're $350.
With
Oh, wow.
without the lower, though, right?
No,
With the lower.
the
Complete.
complete,
A complete
rifle
gun.
for $350.
Wow.
And it was the side charger one, so
I see.
I thought that would be kind of.
I've done a couple of those side charge uppers from them, and I haven't put a whole lot of rounds through them because they ended up going down the road, but I haven't had any issues at all with them.
Yeah. They also had an AR-10 for $660.
Did you buy all of these things
Maybe.
that you're talking? Oh gosh!
I was going to say, did you
have
leave
to-
any for us?
I
Tom?
have to
Because-
check that Net 6 new gun thing to see where I'm at.
Well, the
but-
uppers don't count.
But an AR-10 and all the Bear Creek Arsenal stuff is like guaranteed for life
Yeah.
as long as the company stays in business, right?
They've been
Yeah.
around for
But
at
they
least 5
have
years.
they have
They've
been
been
around
around
for a
for a
bit.
while.
But if I don't know, I kind of wanted to test out some of this stuff and see if it's good
Yeah.
or bad or if it's just okay.
Well, Taco, you've got a lot of really nice guns, but you're also not a gun snob.
Yeah,
So if it works, it works.
yeah.
If it doesn't,
it works. And you
then
can't
sell it to
can't
some
argue
poor
with.
schmo that
No,
just-
you could always replace the parts that if
Yeah.
that barrel is no good, then you can buy a different barrel. Or you could actually send it back to them and have them replace it or something. But you could replace the barrel with a nicer barrel. I have some, Excalibur custom barrels on some of my ARs, but if a Bear Creek Arsenal barrel works, it works. So I'm really curious about it, and I want to test it and see how it does.
Yeah, it all depends on what you want to do with it. You know?
Yeah.
So, anyways, I ordered that stuff. I got a Timney trigger that in the AR. I found that on sale.
Nice.
It was about a little under $100. So
Ooh, for a Timney, huh?
yeah, for a Timney.
Very
So
nice.
I got that. I'm gonna try that out. And
So where was this Timney on sale at?
Cannot divulge that information.
it's not on sale anymore.
He's working on a
but
project.
It's a top secret project. I'll let you know in about
6 weeks.
30 days. But so I also helped my friend build an AR-10.
You have friends?
Yes, and multiple.
He has a lot of friends when it comes to, hey, can you help me build this?
It's like, hey, you have tools.
I need to cast bullets. Can you help me?
Yeah.
He's got friends like you wouldn't believe when it comes to that.
Yeah, I helped another friend I've been busy this last week with the AR-15 build, and turned out pretty nice. I did some 300 blackout loaded up about 400 subsonic rounds.
We should go shooting.
We should go shooting.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
we're
I'll
not
help you
shooting right
unload
now.
those.
Yeah, we
You're
should.
a good friend, Stan.
You bring the guns. I'll just show up.
You'll clean them afterwards?
As much as you do. Yes. I'll give it the taco cleaning.
Yeah. So I also loaded up some 9mm ammo, about 700 rounds. So
Nice.
I'm ramping up to go shooting because the weather's just about to be really nice.
It's just boggy enough out there to get stuck.
Yeah.
Depends on where you go. But
Yeah.
it's
But-
getting there.
I also have, I think I loaded up, 4 different loads for the 270. So
That's what you were talking
I
about.
gotta
You need to go shoot 270s.
Yeah, I need to chronograph and then group these loads to see if, any of them are good. And yeah, that rifle I'm starting out from scratch.
That's
Like
cool.
I've never loaded 270 before.
130s. Yeah, 130s at 3,100 feet a second. That's kind of the standard.
Yeah,
For 270.
I have a bunch of the Hornady soft points, and I bought some Hornady soft point blems on Midway USA, where I got, I don't know, maybe 800 of them.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
quite a few. And then I've got some of the Hornady 145s, the ELDXs,
Nice.
and some ELDX blems from Midway also.
Awesome. Wow.
So I've got like tons of these 270 bullets that I've been, intending to shoot in my little Wolverine, 277 Wolverine. But I figured a 270 would kind of be awesome to have. So you have like the weaker AR version and then the...
Do they make 277 brass, or do you have to?
Yes, they make it.
they
I
are
believe
right there.
Hornady ran a batch for MDWS, like the MadDogWeapons.com.
Yeah.
And also Starline carries
Those two.
it. Yeah,
I
you can
love-
get it on Starline.
I love the 6.8. I mean, my father-in-law is a 270 shooter. My dad was 30-06. But is there any word on what the military's going with? They say
don't
it's a 6.8. But do we know what?
They've been talking about changing the military cartridge for like 10 years.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, so
I mean,
I-
5.56 just makes too much sense for what they're doing.
So I won't believe it until they actually
And I'm
start
kinda
using
hoping
it.
they do, 'cause then
anything they do is
then
gonna be
they'll
slow.
then they'll sell
Yeah.
all the surplus stuff real cheap for us.
They'll
Sure.
cut it in half first, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
They'll put it through the shredder first.
Pull it before they'll sell it to people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. What else, Taco?
So this isn't exactly gun stuff, but I've been listening to the 299 Days book series on Audible.
Yep.
So that's that.
By Benito Papendorf.
Yep.
By
Glenn
Glenn
Tate.
Tate is his author name. We need to get that guy on this podcast
We do.
and
We do.
For sure.
Yeah.
interview
Well,
him.
and just so you know, it's me. I'm in the book 7. Me and Carl and Tommy and Travis are in there.
Wow.
Nice.
We play a pivotal role in the whole plot line. Probably the most
Are you-
important.
You deliver a package.
We don't have
Deliver a package.
we don't have any lines, any dialogue, but we're in there. Kenny Barlow, curse you, is a sniper.
Kenny?
Kenny, he's a sharpshooter, and Nick Moyes gets an honorable mention. But Kenny actually has
Wow.
dialogue.
And I didn't even make it.
No, you're nothing. You're dirt.
Yeah.
You're
You didn't-
insignificant.
Thanks,
Didn't
Glenn.
survive the
Thanks, Glenn.
the apocalypse. So.
Next
But
time
you know what?
need something
Taco,
from me.
it resonates.
Oh,
doesn't
it's
it?
like crazy. There's so
like-
many things that he talks about in this fictional book
The scariest
that are
thing,
like happening like now.
Yeah.
the scariest
Yeah.
thing is he brings up the fact that there's trillions of dollars out there in 401ks. The government could just go, we'll take that.
Yeah.
Just like that. Just IRS could say, you know how great those rules were for you? We changed our mind and just change
Yeah.
it. Just absolutely just seize it. Take it.
Well, they won't do that because they just print more anyway when they want it.
Well, that's funny.
That's why you got to listen to, or
Yeah, you gotta
read,
listen to the
read or
series.
listen to the
Yeah.
book. It's pretty interesting.
You make it sound like I haven't.
We'll have you.
I read the first couple.
But there you go.
Yeah.
I've got the whole series.
I'm on book 5.
Are you really? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, it's a good series. I like it. Good on you for
So-
listening to it.
Yeah, it makes you think a little bit differently, though. Like, I mean, obviously it's fiction, but based in there's a lot of facts in there.
Yeah, it's, I won't say prophetic.
It's
but,
it's kind of fun too, listening to
foreshadows very reasonable stuff.
listening or reading to or reading a book from someone who's a gun guy, and so some of the details he talks about the specific gun models,
Yeah.
and things,
And he gets them right.
and he gets it right. So it's really
As
interesting.
opposed to other books.
But also
where the
the
bad guy cocks the hammer back on his Glock before he shoots somebody.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always do that with my Glock.
Yeah.
But anyways, we are out of time.
I know. Which
Man.
is okay. 'Cause-
Well, we were going to talk about the topic. Do you want to say anything about that at all? Maybe we can.
Well, we wanted to talk a little bit about staying sharp with training and stuff like that, and what do you do, and
Taco says it's getting warmer. He's loading up, getting some ammo.
what do you? Because I've shot my air guns a lot. I haven't shot my handguns very much. I have a bit in the last few months, but not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna go shoot at the range at Discount Guns and Ammo in Springville. Twice a month they have a fun shoot.
Fun shoots.
And I'm
In the
gonna-
middle of the week, I can't make them.
Yeah, yeah. But those appeal to me more than like when I was doing the IDPA stuff, where it's like you have
All
to
day long.
register 3 weeks in advance, and yeah, there's 120 guys shooting, and there's 12 stages, and you're there all day long. You know, you wait for an hour to shoot for 2.5 minutes at the most, and then
Yeah.
wait around. I mean, it was fun, but it took all day, and so I'm gonna go do some of these fun shoots to
See, I
work
carry-
on the moving and shooting.
Yeah, exactly. I've shot a lot more in the past. We've done the Mag 40 four
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
I've done AR. I've done pistol. I've done long range, ultra long range with
I would like to do
instructors.
I'd like to take a long range class. That would be.
We'll have to find
Okay,
someone
so
else. 'cause-
Jason,
they
first
could
off,
teach me how to
you gotta
tighten my
actually
scope.
like tighten those
because Kyle
screws
passed
down.
away.
Who did?
Kyle Hill passed away
I don't
last year.
I don't
actually.
know who that is.
He's the full. What was it called? Well, we had him on twice.
I don't think I was there when we did.
You might not have been, but anyway, he was Green Beret. He still is Green
Okay.
Beret, but he passed away. Had a heart
Didn't
attack
didn't
a
he
year
build
ago.
AR-10s?
No, he didn't build AR-10s. He was.
Was he the guy that you took your class from?
Yeah.
On the long
Oh,
range
the
stuff.
pistol. I did an AR course, carbine course with him. Then the long range and ultra long range, and he was a medic, so I was going to do the medical.
Oh.
That's another thing too. I'd love to take a combat first aid course or a
Yeah.
trauma course.
Why combat?
Well, just because they're
Yeah. Because you go shooting with
don't
guns.
call it
and
combat,
so
just
there's
call
like,
it trauma.
yeah.
So holes, tourniquets,
So I've
things
been
like that.
I've been through a lot of basic first aid and wilderness first aid,
Mhm.
and they cover all that
all
kind
that
of
stuff too. Well, there you go.
To a degree, they don't get into specific like if you get shot, this is, but a puncture wound is a puncture wound to some degree.
A pneumothorax is different,
Right.
And
and-
a
well, and they
second
talk,
chest wound
yeah,
specifically.
but they talk specifically about those
Oh,
things.
do they? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So-
I'd like to take a first aid course. I think skills for anybody
Yeah.
is good, and it could save a life. I actually now carry a tourniquet. I've got 2 tourniquets. I've gotten them for my daughters, for my wife.
Yeah.
In school shootings, the mass shootings, most people don't die from the
They bleed
gunshot.
out.
They bleed out.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, there's even some people that are putting tourniquets in schools.
Yeah.
So anyway, but training in general, I felt more confident carrying my sidearm with me when I had training, when I was doing the Mag 40s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think we need to do more of that. Maybe learn how to run and gun with an AR too.
That's what I've been missing out on is the running and gunning. I even with my ARs and stuff like that. But going back to the first aid, I've been teaching preparedness classes at church during the week, and we did one on just like food storage and how to get started. I just did another one on building the ultimate bug out kit, and I showed them my stuff, and then I asked them what else do you guys want to learn about? And first aid was one of the things that they wanted to learn, so we're going to put together a first aid class for our church group. And
well, count me in on that. I'd like to do it. If you do it on a weekend, I'd like to learn about it.
I've learned that people will show up during the week, but not on the weekend.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe you could just do a private session for me.
Okay, Stan.
Don't you know who I am?
We'll turn the lights down low.
No,
I know Jim, who knows Steve.
Who knows Steve Ranella.
That makes a difference.
Anyway.
And Jim did promise to get Steve on the show.
He did, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah, sure.
He did, and I'm holding him to that.
There you go. All right. Well, anyway, that's just kind of a brief overview of that, but we all should be thinking
Well,
about
I
a
would
little more
love to
training.
hear from our listeners what if there are specific things they do to try and stay sharp on their everyday skills with a handgun, whatever, self-defense type of stuff.
I
If they dry
mentioned
fire.
doing the Mag 40 qual course, which is
Yeah.
it's the FBI qual course, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really? It's a great way to get quantitative assessment of where you are
Yeah.
as far as your shooting in not real stress, but a little bit of time.
You're under a time pressure,
Yeah.
so it does
Yeah.
things to you.
But it's all of the different disciplines of shooting, the different holds and
Yeah.
different distances and things like that.
One-handed, weak-handed.
So
Yeah.
that's something we ought to do. I'd like to do that next week, Taco, if you can set that up for us and
Oh,
set
sure.
up all the targets
Oh, sure.
and get everything ready.
bring the ammo.
And tell us when to show up.
I'll bring a can of gun cleaner, and
cleaner.
I'll give it a premium taco clean.
Okay. All right, guys. We're out of time. So until next time, stay safe, have fun.
Be nice.
And take somebody shooting.
And clean your guns.
Awesome.
Tomorrow.
Tissues.
No, till next time I go to Disneyland.
Why are you looking at them like that? It's just a box of tissues.
Created with pride by Americans who are blind.
Well, what kind of stuff do you find at NPS?
I didn't look for blind tissue paper.
It's not. It's just Kleenex. It's 50 cents a box.
It's that box
That's like
right
sandpaper. It doubles as
There.
sandpaper.
Well, look at the size of the box. You can buy the big boxes at Walmart for $1.